In the quiet industrial town of Manchester, nestled in the heart of northern England, Emma Thompson's world was a delicate balance of hope and hardship. At 25, she carried the weight of her family's survival on her slender shoulders. A responsibility thrust upon her after a tragic accident claimed her parents 3 years earlier. The small terraced house on Maple Street told a story of resilience. Faded wallpaper and second-hand furniture spoke of careful management. Every penny counted, every resource stretched to its limit. Emma's younger brother, Thomas, a bright-eyed 17-year-old with dreams bigger than their modest circumstances, sat at the worn kitchen table, surrounded by university application forms and scholarship documents. Emma worked 2 jobs to keep their small family afloat. By day, she was a waitress at the local cafe, her hands moving quickly between coffee cups and plates, her smile masking the exhaustion that lived deep in her eyes. As the evening approached, she would change into her cleaning uniform, spending late nights scrubbing floors at the nearby factory, her body aching, but her spirit unbroken. The alarm clock would ring at 4:30 a.m., a harsh reminder of the endless cycle of survival. Emma would prepare Thomas's lunch, carefully packing sandwiches made from carefully budgeted ingredients. Her brother's education was her most precious investment, the one thing she refused to compromise. Their life was a delicate dance of survival. The electricity bill sat on the kitchen counter, a constant reminder of their financial struggles. Some nights Emma would sit by the window counting coins, wondering how they would make it through another month. But she never let Thomas see her worry. To him, she was strength personified. Winter was the most challenging season. The old house seemed to breathe cold, with drafty windows and thin walls that did little to keep the chill away. Emma would wear an extra layer, ensuring Thomas had enough warmth. Her own comfort was always secondary. At the cafe, Emma heard whispers from customers and co-workers. Some pitied her, others judged her silent struggle. But she kept her head high, her movements precise, her service impeccable. She knew every tip, every kind word was a step closer to their dreams. Thomas was her light. A brilliant student with a passion for mathematics, he represented everything Emma had sacrificed for. His school reports were filled with praise, his teachers recognizing a potential that transcended their economic limitations. Emma would read these reports late at night, a quiet smile of pride forming on her tired face. Their evenings were simple, but meaningful. After her factory cleaning shift, Emma would help Thomas with his homework, discuss his university aspirations, and dream of a future beyond their current circumstances. They would share a simple meal, often pasta or soup, talking, laughing, supporting each other. The local community knew of Emma's dedication. Mrs. Roberts, an elderly neighbor, would sometimes leave fresh bread or a warm pie at their doorstep. The local grocer would occasionally slip an extra item into her shopping bag. These small acts of kindness were like lifelines in their challenging journey. Emma's phone was an old model, held together with a cracked screen protector. But it was her connection to potential opportunities. She would spend her limited free time searching for scholarships, job opportunities, anything that could improve their situation. Her wardrobe was minimal, practical work clothes, a few versatile pieces that could transition from cafe to factory. Each item was carefully maintained, washed and mended to extend its life. Luxury was a concept foreign to their current reality. As dawn would break, casting soft light through the thin curtains, Emma would prepare for another day. Her reflection in the mirror showed a young woman marked by responsibility, her eyes holding a mixture of determination and hope. She was more than just a sister or a worker. She was a guardian of dreams. Thomas would kiss her cheek, whispering, "We'll make it, sis." And in those moments, all the exhaustion would temporarily melt away, replaced by an unbreakable bond of love and shared hope. Their story was not just about survival, but about the incredible power of human resilience, of love that knows no boundaries, of hope that burns brightest in the darkest of times. The struggle continued, but so did their spirit. The morning arrived like any other, with a crisp November wind whistling through Manchester's narrow streets. Emma had just finished her early cafe shift, her hands wrapped around a cooling cup of tea, when fate decided to intervene. Robert Williams wasn't an ordinary businessman. At 55, he had built his small consulting firm from nothing, understanding what it meant to struggle. That night he was working late, walking through the factory where Emma did her cleaning shift. Most managers would simply walk past, but something about her caught his attention. Emma worked methodically, her movements efficient and precise. She didn't know anyone was watching as she carefully cleaned around expensive machinery, ensuring every surface was spotless. Her concentration was absolute, her work ethic speaking volumes about her character. Robert observed her for almost an hour. He saw more than just a cleaner. He saw determination, discipline, and an underlying intelligence that seemed desperately seeking an opportunity. When Emma looked up and noticed him, she quickly straightened her uniform, expecting criticism. "How long have you been working here?" Robert asked, his voice surprisingly gentle. Emma hesitated, then responded clearly, 3 years, sir. Part-time, while supporting my brother's education." Something in her response triggered a memory in Robert. Years ago, he too had been supported by someone who believed in his potential. He saw a reflection of his younger self in Emma's determined eyes. Over the next few weeks, Robert began observing Emma more closely. He learned about her double jobs, her commitment to her brother Thomas, and her dreams of providing him a better education. Her story wasn't just about survival, it was about hope and sacrifice. One cold afternoon, Robert called Emma into his office. The invitation itself was unusual. Cleaners rarely received such requests. Her heart raced as she entered, wondering what she might have done wrong. "I have a proposition for you," Robert began, sliding an envelope across his desk. Inside was a scholarship recommendation for Thomas and a job offer for Emma, a proper office position, with training and potential career growth. Emma's hands trembled as she read the documents. The scholarship would cover most of Thomas's university expenses. The job offer meant a stable income, health benefits, and a path out of their current financial struggle. Her eyes filled with unexpected tears. "Why?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. Robert explained how her work ethic reminded him of his own journey. He believed in supporting individuals who demonstrated true potential, regardless of their current circumstances. The next few days were a whirlwind of emotions. Thomas was ecstatic about the scholarship. Emma felt a mixture of relief, excitement, and slight disbelief. Their small Maple Street home suddenly felt different, filled with possibility. Her colleagues at the factory and cafe were surprised. Some were genuinely happy, others slightly jealous. But Emma remained humble, understanding that this opportunity was more than just personal success. It was a chance to break their cycle of economic limitation. The new job wasn't easy. Office work was different from cleaning and waitressing. Emma had to learn computer skills, professional communication, and corporate etiquette. But she approached each challenge with the same determination that had carried her through years of struggle. Her manager, Margaret, initially skeptical, gradually became impressed by Emma's quick learning and positive attitude. What started as a basic administrative role began transforming into something more substantial. Thomas continued preparing for university, his excitement infectious. Their evening conversations now included discussions about potential future opportunities, career paths, and dreams that once seemed impossible. The scholarship and job offer were more than financial support. They were a validation of Emma's years of silent sacrifice, a recognition that hard work and integrity still matter in a world often driven by shortcuts and privilege. As winter settled over Manchester, the Thompson household felt warmer than ever before, not just from the slight increase in their heating budget, but from the warmth of hope, of potential, of a future suddenly looking brighter. Emma would often look at the recommendation letter, remembering that unexpected moment when a compassionate businessman saw beyond her current job and recognized her true potential. Their journey was far from over, but for the first time, the path ahead seemed clear, promising, and full of hope. The office of Williams Consulting was a world entirely different from Emma's previous experiences. Polished floors, sophisticated computers, and professionally dressed colleagues created an environment that felt both exciting and intimidating. Her new role as a junior administrative assistant came with challenges she had never encountered before. Margaret, her immediate supervisor, was a stern woman in her mid-40s who had climbed the corporate ladder through sheer determination. Initially, she viewed Emma with a mixture of skepticism and mild contempt. Emma's working-class background was evident in her slightly awkward movements, her careful pronunciation, and her nervousness around expensive office equipment. The first few weeks were a constant battle. Emma arrived early, stayed late, and absorbed every piece of information she could. She purchased second-hand books about office procedures, watched online tutorials during her lunch breaks, and practiced computer skills whenever possible. Her colleagues whispered behind her back, making comments about her background and her seemingly rapid progression. "She's just Robert's charity case," Emma overheard Sarah, one of the senior assistants, muttering one afternoon. The words stung, but Emma refused to let them break her spirit. She had survived far worse challenges in her life. Learning computer systems proved particularly challenging. While younger colleagues seemed to navigate spreadsheets and databases, effortlessly Emma struggled. Her fingers would sometimes tremble on the keyboard, her confidence wavering with each mistake. But she never gave up. Every evening she would practice at home, using an old laptop Thomas had helped her purchase. The workplace culture was a maze of unspoken rules and complex social interactions. Emma learned to dress differently, carefully selecting affordable but professional clothing. She observed how her colleagues spoke, how they interacted, how they presented themselves. Slowly, she began to adapt, maintaining her authenticity while learning the nuances of corporate communication. Thomas became her greatest supporter. During evening phone calls, he would offer technical advice, explaining complex computer functions, and helping her build confidence. "You've got this, sis," he would say, his voice filled with pride and encouragement. Robert occasionally observed Emma's progress. He saw her potential beyond the initial sympathy that had prompted her hiring. Her determination was remarkable. She approached each challenge with a quiet intensity that set her apart from other junior staff members. Workplace discrimination was subtle but persistent. Some colleagues would conveniently forget to include her in important email chains. Others would make subtle comments about her background, questioning her capabilities. Emma learned to document everything, to speak clearly and confidently, and to let her work speak for itself. Her breakthrough came during a critical project presentation. When a senior team member became ill, Emma was the only person who had thoroughly studied the project documents. Despite her initial nervousness, she delivered a comprehensive and impressive presentation that surprised everyone, including Margaret. The turning point wasn't just professional, it was personal. Emma was proving to herself that her background didn't define her potential. Each challenge was an opportunity to grow, to learn, to challenge the limitations others had placed upon her. Margaret's attitude began to shift. The stern supervisor who had initially viewed Emma with skepticism now started recognizing her genuine potential. Small acknowledgements, a nod of approval, a positive comment in a meeting, began to replace the earlier criticism. Emma's lunch breaks became moments of quiet strategy. She would study industry magazines, learn about the company's operations, and continuously improve her skills. Her notebook became filled with observations, learning points, and potential improvements. The financial stability of her new job meant Thomas could focus entirely on his studies. Regular monthly transfers ensured he had everything he needed for university preparation. Their small Maple Street home, once a symbol of struggle, now represented hope and transformation. Winter turned to spring, and Emma's confidence grew. She was no longer just surviving, she was beginning to thrive. The challenges that had once seemed insurmountable were now stepping stones to her future. Her journey was a testament to something powerful. True potential is not determined by background, but by determination, hard work, and an unwavering belief in oneself. The challenges continued, but so did Emma's remarkable spirit of resilience. Thomas's university acceptance letter arrived on a crisp spring morning, transforming their modest Maple Street home into a celebration of hope and possibility. Emma's hands trembled as she read the official document, tears mixing with an overwhelming sense of pride and accomplishment. The scholarship Robert had helped secure was more than financial support. It was a ticket to a future neither Emma nor Thomas had dared to dream about. Manchester Technical University had recognized Thomas's exceptional mathematical skills, offering not just admission, but a full academic scholarship that covered tuition, books, and partial living expenses. At the acceptance ceremony, Emma sat, among hundreds of proud parents and family members, her modest black dress a contrast to the more elaborate outfits around her. She was small in stature but giant in spirit, every moment representing years of silent sacrifice and unwavering determination. Thomas looked handsome in his formal suit, his eyes bright with excitement and gratitude. When his name was called, he walked across the stage with confidence, his gaze finding Emma in the crowd. Their connection was more than sibling love. It was a partnership forged through years of mutual survival. Margaret, Emma's supervisor, attended the ceremony unexpectedly. Her presence surprised Emma, representing a significant shift in their professional relationship, where once there had been skepticism, now there was genuine respect. "Your brother is remarkable," Margaret said afterwards, her tone warm and genuine. "And so are you." These words meant more than any formal recognition. They represented a transformation, not just of Emma's professional journey, but of perceptions about working-class potential. The workplace began to see Emma differently. Her dedication during Thomas's university preparation, her ability to balance complex personal responsibilities with professional excellence, had earned her genuine respect. Colleagues who once whispered now sought her advice and appreciated her systematic approach. Robert Williams watched Emma's journey with quiet satisfaction. He had seen potential where others saw limitations. His initial act of kindness had sparked a remarkable transformation that extended beyond Emma's individual story. Financial stability brought subtle but significant changes. Their home received minor repairs. Thomas could now purchase proper study materials. Emma started a small savings account, something unimaginable just 2 years earlier. Her work at Williams Consulting evolved. What began as a basic administrative role gradually transformed into a junior project coordination position. Emma's mathematical precision, learned through years of careful household management, proved invaluable in complex business calculations. The community noticed the change. Mrs. Roberts, their elderly neighbor, would share proud comments about Emma's progress. Local shopkeepers who had known her during her waitressing days now greeted her with newfound respect. Thomas's university preparation became a family project. Evening study sessions, shared meals, and discussions about his future became their new normal. Emma invested not just money but time and emotional support into his dreams. Her personal growth was equally significant. The shy, overworked woman who had juggled multiple jobs was transforming into a confident professional. She enrolled in evening computer classes, improving her skills beyond workplace requirements. The turning point wasn't a single moment, but a series of small victories. Each challenge overcome, each professional milestone achieved, represented a step towards a different future. Margaret's complete transformation became evident when she recommended Emma for an internal training program. An opportunity typically reserved for employees with traditional educational backgrounds. "You've proven yourself," Margaret told her directly. "Your background doesn't define your potential, your work does." These words encapsulated Emma's entire journey. From a struggling waitress and cleaner to a respected junior professional, she had rewritten her own narrative. Thomas's upcoming university journey was a testament to her sacrifices. Every challenging moment, every exhausting work shift, every careful financial decision had led to this moment of triumph. As spring blossomed across Manchester, the Thompson household stood as a quiet symbol of hope, not through dramatic gestures, but through persistent, quiet determination. Emma's story was more than personal success. It was a powerful reminder that with courage, hard work, and unwavering support, seemingly impossible dreams could become reality. The turning point had arrived, and it was beautiful beyond words. 5 years had passed since that transformative moment when Emma first received her unexpected opportunity. Manchester had witnessed her remarkable journey from a struggling waitress to a respected office manager at Williams Consulting. Thomas graduated with first-class honors in mathematical engineering, his achievement a living testament to his sister's unwavering sacrifice. The small terraced house on Maple Street, once a symbol of their financial struggle, now stood as a beacon of hope and possibility. Emma's professional growth was nothing short of extraordinary. From a nervous junior administrative assistant, she had become a confident project coordinator, respected by colleagues and management alike. Her journey inspired many within the company, challenging traditional perceptions about career progression. Robert Williams watched her evolution with quiet pride. The compassionate businessman who had initially seen potential in a late-night cleaner now saw a professional who had transformed not just her life, but the lives of those around her. During company events, he would often share Emma's story as an example of true potential. The community of Manchester began recognizing her achievements. Local newspapers featured her story, a working-class woman who had overcome significant obstacles to create a better future for herself and her brother. School career counselors would use her journey as an inspirational example for students facing similar challenges. Thomas's success complemented Emma's professional triumph. He secured a promising position with a leading engineering firm, his starting salary allowing him to support their mother's modest retirement and contribute to the family's financial stability. The siblings had become a powerful team, their bond stronger than ever. Margaret, once a skeptical supervisor, had become Emma's strongest professional advocate. She recommended Emma for advanced training programs and leadership workshops, recognizing her exceptional potential. The workplace that once seemed intimidating now felt like a second home. Community involvement became another aspect of Emma's growth. She started mentoring young working-class students, sharing her experiences and offering practical guidance. Weekend workshops and local school presentations became her platform for inspiring others. Their Maple Street home underwent subtle transformations. Small improvements, fresh paint, minor renovations, better furniture, reflected their improved economic situation. But the most significant change was the atmosphere of hope and possibility that now filled the rooms. Financial stability brought unexpected joys. Emma could now support local charities, contribute to community programs, and help other families struggling with similar challenges. Her success was never just about personal achievement, but about creating opportunities for others. Thomas's achievements complemented Emma's professional journey. His mathematical brilliance combined with her practical determination created a powerful narrative of sibling success. Family gatherings became celebrations of their remarkable transformation. The local community began recognizing their story. Mrs. Roberts, their elderly neighbor, would proudly tell visitors about the Thompson siblings, how hard work, determination, and mutual support could transform lives. Emma's workplace success went beyond professional achievements. She implemented programs supporting employees from working-class backgrounds, creating mentorship opportunities and scholarship initiatives. Her personal experience became a catalyst for organizational change. Speaking engagements became another platform for Emma's inspirational journey. She would share her story at career conferences, educational institutions, and community events. Her message was simple but powerful. Background does not determine potential. Robert Williams continued supporting similar initiatives, inspired by Emma's remarkable journey. The single act of compassion he had shown years ago had created a ripple effect of positive transformation. Thomas's engineering career flourished, allowing him to support innovative community projects. The siblings became a powerful example of how education and determination could break generational economic limitations. Their story resonated beyond Manchester. Local media, professional journals, and community platforms began featuring their journey as an inspirational narrative of resilience and hope. Emma's smile now reflected not just survival, but genuine triumph. The tired, nervous woman who had once cleaned factory floors had transformed into a confident, compassionate professional who understood the true meaning of success. As another Manchester spring arrived, the Thompson household stood as a quiet monument to human potential. not through extraordinary circumstances, but through ordinary courage, persistent hard work, and unwavering belief in each other. Their triumph was a reminder that hope, when nurtured with love and determination, could transform even the most challenging circumstances.